It's still 2020.
Welcome, KIllco. My name is Brian.
And we're still stuck in 2020, aren't we?
Well, if this is being watched in the future, lucky you. And I'm sorry to remind you of it. But I was gifted something recently. As you saw from the thumbnail, I decided it should be reviewed. Actually, my father decided it should be reviewed, so like that. 43%. And yeah, it's Wild Turkey. Matthew McConaughey. Name's right there. So, I like Wild Turkey. And I like Wild Turkey 101 specifically. $25 a bottle around here. But this is slightly different. This is the Texas Mesquite Charcoal Refined. So it's almost a Tennessee twist, as it were. There, a little better. You gotta have that sound. I don't know why, but you do. Good. Now, since I've already had this and it's open and everything, I can't really say it's my initial tastes. And I did have a whiskey earlier that was extremely different from this one, so I don't really know how that's gonna, it's gonna do stuff. But I have to remind anyone who's watching that the reason I do these is for myself and for others who are interested in whiskey, because I'm still stuck inside because I don't want to go anywhere. And again, this is a way to help me with my learning, because I don't always remember what I feel about a whiskey, and later someone can ask me, "Hey, did you like that?" I'll be like, "Yes, did I? Let me go check. I don't remember." But with this one, I know I like it, but there are things I don't like about it. So first, do the little twirl and the smell, of course. It smells very sweet, like Wild Turkey does to me. Caramel notes, as most bourbons have with me. But there's a pepper smell in there, too. Oh, the other thing about doing this is because, as I've spoken about before, I have a mental health issue. The joys of depression. Depression depresses everything. Like all of your life. Including sensory things, such as colors, tastes, smells. They're pretty much muted. And when I'm doing good, it's not a problem, but when I'm not doing great, like during a pandemic or something, it's much harder to do these. That's why I haven't done any for the past 2 weeks. Other than the fact that I had a dry week last week. Try and reset my palate. There's a kind of fruit note, too. There's a mixed sweetness, which I like. I could do this for a very long time, because, again, it's not easy for me to get specific with smells, especially when it's a bourbon that I already have tried and I already kind of like, so I'm biased immediately. It smells really nice, though. I'm guessing that pepperiness is like the mesquite thing to the taste. It's a bit thin. Tingly, though. Ah, my taste buds are shot today. Lovely. I dig it, but this is very introductory. As far as what I like, as I've said in many videos, I like higher proof bourbons, and, Wild Turkey 101 is high proof. This is not. But trying to get the taste out of this is going to be brutal today, because I had something earlier that was very completely different as far as taste. Sugar. It's very sweet. Not too sweet, but It's giving me a peppery note, and it's drying out my tongue at the end, which is, I don't think it's what happens, but the texture of it's very different from what I'm used to as far as wild turkey goes. Now, the unfortunate problem here is I've watched It's Bourbon Night already do this review ages ago, and they are having, actually, I can link that up here. Up here? Up there? Somewhere. I'm going to say there. They had the same feeling that I'm feeling when I tried this for the first time, and when I'm trying it again now, is that it's not bad, but I think the issue with being someone who's tried whiskeys and having an affinity for this brand in particular is that there's something you're accustomed to, and when it's not there, that's what you notice first rather than what's different. And that's what's happening with me. I haven't had Wild Turkey 101 in a little while, but I know I like it. I know it's definitely stronger as far as flavors go, and proof, of course, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh gosh, everything I like about this is missing. It's reminding me of what mint does. Or, I'm thinking of a cough drop. What's a cough drop? Oh God, what are they made of? But it does something to your mouth that's really strange. Which I like, actually. It's actually what I liked about the whiskey I had before. It's reminding me of it with the tingly, peppery, kind of spicy thing that's happening in your mouth. It's not drying me out so much at the end right now, but I guess it is. My tongue doesn't feel quite right. I like it, and as a person who likes wild turkey, though, 101, and rare breed specifically is very good, I would rather get that instead of this, because this also has, a celebrity's name on it, and I feel like that's what they're trying to sell it with. I mean, the fact that he is involved is great, and he's done a wonderful job in promoting it, but that's not why I like it. It's kind of what dragged me in, other than also watching on YouTube plenty of people being like, hey, this is really good, and me agreeing, basically, when I tried it. But again, I like high proofs, so that's nice for me. And this is a lower proof. So there's that part of me that just wants it to be a higher proof. As I think I know I commented on one of the videos I watched, if only this was like a barrel proof kind of thing, or a special barrel pick kind of deal, that would be cool. But the only thing it is I feel it's like the Wild Turkey regular bourbon, and it was just kind of poured through this mesquite thing. I don't know. I didn't do any research. I have no idea what actually happened with it, but it feels like it could be more. So if I were to recommend something as far as getting into Wild Turkey, instead of just giving someone the regular Wild Turkey, I would say, hey, let's try this instead. But eventually I would lead them up to, Wild Turkey 101 or Rare Breed. And in case it's, the bottom line, do I like it? Yes or no? Do I like it? Yes. Is it something I would go after? No. It's too expensive. I would rather get a Rare Breed instead, which I think is $10 more at least at the moment. But it's good. I mean, it looks good, right? Right. Looks good, tastes good. And now, where we both learned something. Here we go. So now, as you know, doobly-doo below, there's an app I use to broaden my horizons and get more vocabulary and get a better understanding of what happens with the whiskey. Nose profile for this, and this is again community nose profile first. Vanilla, spicy, caramel, lemon. Ooh, allspice and oak. Maybe that's what it was. I thought I got apple at first, and maybe that was a citrus thing. Maybe that was lemon. Now that that's been put in my head, I kind of agree. A little bit of oak. I guess allspice is what they say here. They have a lemon, allspice, oak. The flavor profile for the community. Caramel, orange. I don't get orange at all. Vanilla, sweet, yes. Citric, little corn. Oak and smoky. Some people have talked about smoke. I guess that's a mesquite thing, but I don't get much of that at all. Maybe kind of like that dryness at the end is what they're talking about. I'm not sure. Finish. Sweet, spicy, oak, pepper, smoky, and caramel for the finish. And that's the community profile on the app I use. As for the official thing, apparently this is aged 8 years, but does it say it on here? Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Well, it does say straight, which means something. And I'll give you the blurb. Matthew McConaughey and master distiller Eddie Russell are proud to present this rare small batch bourbon. 8-year-old wild turkey bourbon is refined with Texas mesquite and old charcoals from deeper flavor and complexity. Words. Official nose, a balanced blend of vanilla and spices. Official taste, flavors of caramel, pear, and hints of citrus round and out the palate. Official finish, the subtle smoky finish is buttery smooth with notes of gentle pepper and toasted oak. So, again, even though everything about me is muted, we'll say, instead of depressed, I was getting some of those, which is, nice to know. At least I can kind of get what's going on. Yeah, it's nice, but it's not something that's jumping out at me. I find the stuff I like more these days is something that really kind of goes and grabs me and focuses my attention on it. This is something I would consider a simple sipper, enjoyable in company, not thinking about it too much, but still lovely. And that's the review. So if you like the channel, subscribe, thumbs up, ring bell. That's something that happens on YouTube. The more of those I get, the more likely I am to do these. Otherwise, it's pretty much once a week, maybe, especially right now, because many people don't understand that it's just me doing this. It's just me with my bottles and my amateur editing ability, because I was never taught how to do this. But I enjoy it. It's something to do. It's fun. It's a way to keep track of what I've tried and what I haven't. Come along for the journey, as they say. Till next time, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome and sláinte.